Welcome to Crypto Pulse AM for March 13th. I'm Chris.
And I'm Jessica. Let's jump right into what's happening in crypto this morning.
$2 billion just changed hands in the crypto world. But here's the wild part. Not a single dollar was actually used. The entire transaction happened in digital currency, and it might just signal one of the biggest shifts we've seen in modern finance.
That's such a fascinating way to look at this Binance deal. The fact that they use stablecoins instead of traditional currency really shows how far crypto infrastructure has come.
And what makes this even more remarkable is that it's coming from Abu Dhabi's MGX. We're talking about serious institutional money here. This isn't just some speculative investment. It's the largest single investment ever made in a cryptocurrency company.
You know what really stands out to me? The timing. With all the market volatility we've seen lately, you might expect institutional investors to be pulling back.
Well, that's what makes this moment so interesting. Instead of retreating, we're seeing major players like Franklin Templeton, a $1.5 trillion asset manager, actually expanding their crypto presence with multiple ETF applications.
Could you break down exactly what Franklin Templeton is doing? Because this seems like a pretty comprehensive approach they're taking.
So they're essentially building out a full crypto investment suite. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and now Solana ETFs. It's like they're positioning themselves to become the vanguard of crypto before the market has even fully matured.
That's exactly the kind of institutional validation that could really transform this space.
And here's where it gets even more interesting. We're seeing this massive shift in the regulatory landscape too. The House just voted 292 to 132 to overturn the IRS DeFi broker rule, with 76 Democrats crossing party lines to support it.
Well, that level of bipartisan support is pretty unusual these days, especially when it comes to anything crypto-related.
Meanwhile, the market itself is showing some fascinating dynamics. Bitcoin's holding steady above $84,000. But what really catches my eye is this unusual divergence in funding rates between different cryptocurrencies.
Oh, right. The funding rates. Could you explain why that's so significant right now?
Think of funding rates like a market sentiment thermometer. Right now, Bitcoin's showing positive rates while Ethereum and Solana are deeply negative. This means traders are actually paying a premium to bet against Ethereum and Solana.
And that kind of extreme positioning can lead to some pretty dramatic market moves, right?
Exactly. We just saw this play out with that massive hyperliquid liquidation event. A single trader with 175,000 Ethereum, about $340 million worth, got liquidated at $1,915, causing a $4 million loss to their vault.
The fact that the market stayed relatively stable after an event like that really shows how much the ecosystem has matured.
And all of this is happening against a pretty favorable macro backdrop. Yesterday's CPI data came in at 2.8%, better than expected, which keeps those Fed rate cut hopes alive.
So we've got institutional money flowing in, regulatory barriers falling, and improving economic conditions. That's quite a combination.
You know what this reminds me of? The early days of the internet, when we saw this same kind of convergence of institutional adoption, regulatory evolution, and technological advancement all happening simultaneously.
That's such an interesting parallel. And just like the internet, most people probably don't realize they're watching a historic transformation unfold.
Looking ahead, I think we're going to see these trends accelerate. The combination of institutional momentum and regulatory clarity creates a kind of feedback loop that could fundamentally reshape financial markets.
Well, it's going to be fascinating to see how all these pieces continue to evolve and interact in the coming months.
And that's really the key takeaway here. We're not just watching price charts or market movements. We're watching the future of finance take shape in real time. And it's happening faster than anyone expected.
That's your Crypto Pulse AM for today. Remember, in markets that never sleep, neither does information.
We'll be back in 12 hours with your next update. Stay liquid and keep your keys closed.